Hi, welcome back to the Garden Path. This week I'd like to tell you a little bit about the geology around here and how all of our gardening got started. First of all, you probably remember from high school geography that this area, 4 or 5 times apparently, was covered by huge sheets of glacial ice. I mean, many kilometers thick. And it moved. As the ice would pack up farther north from here, it would move, and eventually a lot of it would get into the ocean. But in its path of moving, it sheared off rocks and ground up rocks and so on, and even packed huge places of rock very tightly. When this all melted, a lot of it would run away because there would be huge rivers. Where we have our house was actually one of those places that did not get washed away because it was so packed. And those features in glacial technology is called a monadnock. You also find too, and right on our property we have this, that it's very rocky in some places, and in other places it's just like a sand beach underneath the growth on top. So it's quite a fascinating sort of place to start a garden. We had to excavate part of a hill because we wanted to build our house into the side of a hill because it saves a little bit on heat and so on. And it took quite a while. And all of the rocks that you see around our property, plus 20 other loads that were taken to the nearby pit, came from the excavation. It just was completely packed rock. The rocks make it interesting because both Barbara and I like rocks, and we like what happens to them. And you probably have noticed that there's one wall that big rocks are put up on it, and the mosses are growing on their own, and the ferns are growing on their own. And we have planted a few things, but nature really is quite beautiful as it is. Rocks are all over the place. We've made walls with rocks. We've made steps with rocks, and so on. As much as we love the rocks, you can't plant many things on a rock. So we have had to import soil. And it's fine when we're at ground level because we can use the wheelbarrow and put as much soil in as we want. And you probably have noticed there's a big pile of compost there that we put in every couple of years just to give it some nutrition. But any of the gardens that are on top of the hill, they have to be lugged up there pail by pail. So it is a bit of a challenge to try to make gardens. And our vegetable garden is just like that. It are in boxes on top of rock, but we change the soil and put stuff in the soil every year just to make it grow better. So that's a little bit of the background of how our garden happened, and we hope to see you again next week. Bye.